I'm Alessandra Barrett, Special Projects Editor of the Journal of Commerce, and I'm at our annual TPM conference in Long Beach. I'm joined today by Carlos Martinez-Tomatis, Division Vice President of ABF Global. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey Alessandra, how are you? Nice to see you again.
What are your predictions for 2014 for the Trans-Pacific lane?
Well, I think that it's going to be a very difficult year for NVOCCs and the community in general. I mean, this is going to be a year where we already started the year facing a lot of weather issues, which are creating service disruptions all over the East Coast and the Midwest IPI ramps. And we started with a big challenge. It is expected that also we're going to keep the challenges through the year with there's going to be an overcapacity, slightly overcapacity situation within the months, which is going to create some tension between rates, but also it's going to create that, the market probably is going to be growing this year about 4 or 5% comparing with last year. And the imports, those are great news for all the industry. The capacity may grow 7-8%, which will create some tension, like I said, within the Trans-Pacific. Now, there's many other challenges that we faced during 2013 that we're expecting to face it again during 2014. Like during the Chinese New Year and prior to the Chinese New Year, we have been seeing during 2013 a worse scenario like we have been seeing the last 2 years in regards of capacity issues. We also have the chassis issues, which is something that the carriers started, selling their equipment, and now there is trucking operators and the trucking companies buying the chassis and providing the chassis to the community, which there is a temporary shortage in some occasions, and it's another added cost that now the community need to start paying on a daily basis. So that's going to be a challenge, absolutely, during the industry. Regarding the growing market expectations, we are very optimistic that we're going to have a great year, not only ABF, but the whole community. So we're excited that we have this opportunity to be part of this market again.
What do you see as the key challenges in the industry right now?
I think the challenges we're going to be facing this year are, if we take into consideration that last year has been a GRI almost every other month, and this year we are in March, and we already have one GRI that the carriers imposed to the market, and there is another GRI announced on the 15th of this month. Well, that it puts the negotiation and the rates in to be a protagonist of this year. But I think that we should be focusing on reliable service, transit times, and avoid the rate discussion that much. We need to be conscious that this is a market that you need the assets. The investment is a billionaire investment to keep all the supply chain moving, and we should be focusing on having the discussions of what can we do and what can the industry do regardless of the rate discussions in terms of meeting our customers' expectations, how we can arrive with the cargo and deliver the cargo in a timely manner, how the customers can track and trace their shipments, how to avoid delays and disruptions within the supply chain. And I think this year is a great year to have those discussions because there are many challenges, like we discussed before, that they're going to be facing this industry, and we should be ready to have the answers to those questions other than discussing rates every month.
ABF recently completed a huge structural change, consolidating a lot of the divisions into ABF Logistics. Can you tell me a little bit about the strategy behind that move?
ABF, our company, turned 90 years last year, and with that we decided to, of course, we keep listening to our customers and keep listening to our employees, and mainly is trying to find alternatives for our customers that we can serve them better and improve their supply chains. And that's why the company decided to create ABF Logistics. ABF Logistics is a consolidation under one president of all the different subsidiaries that Arkansas-based, or some of the subsidiaries that Arkansas-based has, including ABF Global, multimodal services, the intermodal services, expedited services, and supply chain, warehousing, transportation management systems, and all these take into consideration our customer needs. We realize that our customers have a need of moving cargo all the way from the Far East, from Vietnam, from India, from the outsourcing markets, China, Central America, South America, Brazil, and they need us to move their freight as an NVOCC, but also to strip some of those containers in our distribution centers, keep the product in storage, fulfill their orders, while they can track and trace seamless all the purchase orders from origin to the destination, including the movement of the cargo, intermodal, to different locations, for LTL delivery, full truckload delivery. So now we are a full service provider that it is not only domestic, we have been in the international market for many, many years, and we believe that with all this integration and the synergies that we're creating within ABF Logistics, we can definitely take care better of our customers and provide that premium service that they're looking for, which only a few players in the market can be asset-based, not asset-based, and have all these menu of options for our customers to choose and move their freight in a timely manner and a cost-effective manner as well.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like it definitely was a great move. Thanks again for taking time from the conference to speak with me.
Thank you so much, Alessandra. Hopefully we'll see you next year again.
We've been speaking with Carlos Martinez-Tomatis, Division Vice President of ABF Global.